Alright, now I'm going to lay some purple down, and that's going to be the bottom of the wing. So I got the bottom of the wing facing down and purple facing up. And as you can see, I just wanted to come past the wingtips because I already made the wingtips yellow. And I'm going to cut it right there when it comes down to trimming it. I want the front leading edge to come up past the center because it's going to end on the center. So I want it to be past that when I go to cut it. So you can see how much I got excess there to allow room for shrinkage. And just a little bit past the wingtip here I'm going to cut. So probably right around here somewhere. And right behind the tail, I want it to come right up to the back of the tail. So I'm going to make sure I got enough that it'll come straight up and stop, and I'll cut it right across the top. And that'll be all the purple that I cut for. Alright, so I'm just going to cut right down here. Just behind it. Alright, so next thing I did was take a paper towel and kind of just wipe down make sure no dust is on it. Any pieces of tape that held the roll together, you want to make sure that's all off of there, and no sticky spots. If manufacturers that made this stuff knew about the tape on the stuff, or they actually used it, maybe they wouldn't put so much on it in some certain rolls. But anyway, I'm prepping the wing now, so this is the leading edge right here. And I'm just going to make sure that that's there. I'm going to pull the backing off the wrap now. Okay, the stuff I'm using now is actually called Teflon. It's a new product that I've never used before. I don't know how new it is on the market, but this is the first time I've ever seen it or used it. And only because they didn't have the color I wanted in the other coat. So I'm going to give this stuff a try, but it's the same stuff basically. It works like the other stuff. But on your wing, I got excess on every corner, and on the front leading edge, I got it as straight as they can be. And I'm just going to go ahead and tack the edges on the end of the wing, just to start giving it a place to sit. As you can see, just a light touch. I'm not even using a hand to hold it. I'm using the other hand to hold the camera. But I just want to kind of tack the edge all the way up to the leading edge here on one side. And then I'll usually tack the whole front edge. So while I can't do that while holding the camera, I'll reposition the camera and let you see that. Alright, so now after I got it flat down here, basically I'm just going to take the trailing edge and start working the end. Just pull it kind of tight, so this is kind of flat. Once I got it somewhat where I want it to be, then I'm just going to take it and flip the wing right up on its front side. And just go flat across where the hinges go. This is going to definitely help seal it so I know that I'm going to do the right angle on the front part. And get all those wrinkles out. That's the biggest trick, is once you get past the flat edges and you're around the corners, that helps you tighten it up so you can go ahead and take out the wrinkles on it. And you can lift it up and round it right over to the back side from the front. This is the leading edge now you're looking at. I'm just going to come right around the corner, but I don't want to press it into this side, I just want to come to the center. And that'll give me a good feel for the front part, so I can start to shrink the center section. Okay, now I'm going to go across the center section. I'm going to start to take the wrinkles out of it. As you can see, they just come right out. Just lightly going over it. Let the iron do all the work. I don't have to press hard. So rest the iron on there basically and glide over it. And to get to the open gaps, that's where you want to let it kind of float even above it a little more. You don't want to press it down on the ribs because it'll shrink nicer and lose the wrinkles. As if it's just floating and shrinking instead of stuck on something trying to shrink. And we'll just go through each bag. Just keep going across the whole wing. It's going to pull from every side and pull the wrinkles from every side, and that's what helps it de-wrinkleize without actually working the wood. As you can see, it's coming out fairly nice. Now you can do a half a wing at a time if you want. I just did the full wing with one piece. Less cutting. Alright, now I got the wing basically where I want it to be, all smooth down. I'm going to come to the edges, and I'm just going to take the monocoating iron and I'm just going to roll it straight across the top because I want to cut a center line on this. So I'm just going to use the edge of the round part here to make my straight line cut. As you can see, I'm just going straight across the top. No matter which way I'm coming on, I'm just going to come straight across the monocoat. Give it a nice straight line. Try and give you a bird's eye view here. This is the top of the wing. There's my straight edge for that side. Do the same thing to this side here. And then cut down basically for the wingtip. I'm just going to cut it flat right to this edge here. And I'm just going to keep the yellow as the wingtip. That's all I need to do is just trim it there, and then I'll just wrap it around, seal it to the edge of the wingtip. And now when I iron it, I'll just iron this little flap up, give them the top of the wing. I just want to cut the same way I just cut the wingtip, only when I come to the top of the trailing edge, and just slice that off, nice and even. And then I'll monocoat that right flat there. Tough to show you anything. I'm going to just make this flat against where the arrow hinges go. Okay. Now I made all my cuts, my relief cuts and whatever. So now I can just fold these right in. Flat to the seam. It's a good thing. Hit the edges straight up. We'll follow it right along. And then I'm just going to go ahead and roll my iron right over the top. Seal down the leading edge completely across the whole thing. Maybe it's not sticking. A little brown there. It'll stick. There we go. Sometimes you just got to point things in the right direction. So now just go ahead and seal all your seams after you iron it all done there. Here's what my edges look like around the wingtips. See, they come out nice and smooth. Just cut straight on the line. So I got my yellow, I got my purple. I just got a little more heating to do up on the top of it to get some of the wrinkles out of it. But other than that, I think she's looking pretty good. I'm real happy. And now all you got to do is go back through and feel where your aileron holes are, or your servo holes. And just cut out the servo holes, just poking your knife through them. Here's one of them right here. I'll just go ahead and cut that right out. As you can see, it goes right through pretty easy. And there's an aileron hole. I'll come over here and do the same thing to the other side. And I want to cut out your aileron hole. I'll just take the iron and hit the edges real quick just to seal it inside there. Kind of gives it a nice square look to it. There's one. And there's two. Get in there. Pull out my wire for my servo when I need to, so it's all good to go. Alright, there's the bottom of the ring. Now I'm monocoated.